What's going on, everybody? We'll give a few minutes for everybody to jump into the room. First time I ever did a live on a Saturday morning. We'll see if anybody shows up. Get you guys pulled up here on my iPad so I can see the comments, because I cannot see those on my phone when I'm from live streaming. Here we go. Alrighty. What's going on? Good morning. Having me some nice coffee this morning. It is cold here in Missouri. Most of you guys know I live here just north of Springfield, and it's cold this morning, very cold. So what do you guys got going on this morning? Y'all sitting around drinking coffee on the couch thinking about doing something on this Saturday? Hey, what's up, Sean? Doug? You getting snow up there, man? Dang. I guess I can't complain too much. It's still pretty nice here. What's up? My brother from another mother, Andrew Hanlon's in the house. What's going on, Berlin? Appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. So, Andrew, since you're in the house, you probably seen the thumbnail and the description. I got to thinking about shows, and I want to talk a little bit about shows, and I love going to all the shows. So don't get me wrong. So don't think that I think that the other shows aren't great, because they are. But if I had one show that if I can only pick one to go to, it'd be for Takeover, and we'll talk about that, because some of you guys might agree, some of you might disagree, but I'm just going to tell you the reason why. That if I'm going to a show and only one of them, that's the show. So yeah, a little chilly there in Michigan. Cuddly bear. So I'm sure you listened to the 50 Asylum podcast yesterday too, didn't you, Andrew? Guys, if you're not listening to 50 Asylum, it's different in a good way, and I truly enjoy those guys getting on there, and it's like-minded guys, and with some very good content, some great discussions. It's funny, it's serious, and also we're talking about cars. When you get on there, I've been on there once, but I listen every time, and y'all go check out 50 Asylum on Spotify, Apple. I usually listen to it on Apple Podcasts just because I have an Apple phone. It's just easier for me. But yeah, y'all go check that out. Yesterday's episode was pretty good. It was with Caleb Richards and Foxcast Media, and John doing some of his questions of what would you do. And oh, what's up, Danny? Danny is up in the house. Neo Mustangs. Brother, I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. We'll be seeing each other here in just a couple of weeks, Andrew and Dan. Shout out from Indiana. Chet, what's happening, brother? So yeah, guys, talking about car shows. And look, I think I've been to just about all of them. I think the only show that I still want to go to that I haven't been able to get to go to is like Holly Ford Fest in Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's one I want to go to and just kind of hang out. And also I want to go to Carlisle. That's coming up here in just, what is it, like I think maybe a week or two after Chocolate Fox, which I'll be going to Chocolate Fox here in, good God, that's what, 2.5 weeks. So yeah, thinking about all that and thinking about the shows and stuff, and actually got me thinking about this yesterday when I was listening to the podcast, and Caleb talking about his show that he has there and the people that come to it, and really what makes the difference in that show. is just, you know, it's a really laid back atmosphere. Everybody's cool. Nobody's acting silly. Nobody's getting crazy and doing things that they shouldn't be doing and leaving trash and, you know, causing problems with the police in the area, you know, by doing things you shouldn't be doing with your car. So all those things, you know, you don't see there. And I'm not saying you see it a ton at other shows, but, you know, there's always those few. But for me, you know, it got to me thinking about why is that show the one show that I will not miss? And I have to rewind a little bit to that was the first, well, actually, second Foxbody show, not Foxbody, or show that I taken this car to. Jackson, Tennessee, from where I live, is about, depending on how you drive, let's just say 6 hours as a round number. Sometimes it can be a little less, sometimes it'd be a little bit more. And I drove the car. My buddy went with me, my best friend from high school, that back when I had a 91 Mustang GT in high school, him and I cruised around. So stopped and picked him up over in Blytheville, Arkansas, which is my hometown, which is not far from, it's about an hour and a half from Jackson. I actually used to work for a company out of Jackson and used to go over there every other weekend for sales meetings way back when. So, you know, went over there to Ford Takeover. And of course, I was a fan of, and still am, of Nakia, Brutal Vlogs, and Caleb as well. And, you know, getting to go over there and meet those guys. That was really cool, you know, and it seemed like, you know, I was, you know, a little bit, you know, when you say you're a fan, you know, and you think these guys are like almost like celebrities to you, and they're not. They're just like me and you. And but getting to go meet them was pretty cool for me. And really, what made that show memorable for me was just the atmosphere and getting to meet Nakia and Caleb and them taking the time. You know, and I wasn't stalking them, but Brutal come over there to my car, and he was impressed with the car, which made me feel really good. We was at the pre-meet, and he ended up kind of interviewing me about my car once he found out that I built this car myself and painted it myself. And I'd been thinking about doing YouTube for a while, and I asked them some questions, Caleb too, and they kind of gave me some advice and really gave me the push to decide to go ahead and do YouTube. So like the week after I got back from Ford Takeover, I think I put out the first video, and that was, what, 3 years ago? So yeah, so anyway, so I got back from Ford Takeover, went and bought a laptop and a GoPro, and never edited a video in my life, and put out the first video. And if it wasn't for Caleb and Brutal, I probably never would have done it. I wouldn't have the confidence and kind of had that inside information those guys were willing to share with me and take the time to talk to me. And just in general, just the show in general, you know, for one, it's close for me. I love, you know, that I don't have to drive 16 hours. And then just the people at that show. And plus, it's a little bit, I would call it a little bit more my backyard. It's being Southern, and where I'm from, I feel like I'm still at home over there. And so I'm sure you guys can get that. So let me catch up with some of these comments. Yeah, Funky, you got to watch. Yesterday was a good one. So, Mr. Mach 1, hey, good morning. Appreciate you stopping by. So, yeah, so that's kind of, you know, the show. Now, let's talk about other shows, too, you know. And, I mean, look, I don't care. That's the one show that if it's just me driving my car there and we're not setting up a booth, I'm still going to that show. Last year was a little disappointing for me. It was still great to go, and had a blast at that pre-meet, which is in the same location this year at that restaurant. They're going to shut down the street. The police are going to let folks have a burnout there on that street, on that little side street next to the restaurant. So that's really cool. But I did not get to enjoy the show last year because we weren't expecting to be quite so busy at the booth. I didn't get to leave the booth last year, and I told Angel, I said, if that's what we have to do when I go to these shows, I'd rather not set up a booth and sell anything, because that's not I mean, for me, I want to go because I want to go out there and look at cars and interact with you guys and not be stuck over there pressing shirts all day long. So we've got that figured out. I've got more help coming with me, just like I did at Pitts this year. So we're going to have my mother-in-law, father-in-law, Angela, and China, which is my good friend Nick's girlfriend, that she worked the booth last year at Ford Takeover, and she was awesome. So we're going to have 4 people working the booth over there this year, which means I can go do what I want, which is kind of cool. I get to just run out there and have fun with you guys and watch some drag race and watch the stick shift shootout. Come check out your cars, get the camera out a little bit. So, checking out some of these comments. So yeah, so Sean, Chocolate Fox, man, we went last year and we had a blast. I love Chocolate Fox. My only thing that I don't like about Chocolate Fox is how far it is. You know, driving to Hershey, PA from here, we can't do it in a day, so it's a lot more expensive for us because, you know, you have to stop and you got to stay in an extra hotel there and back. And just, you know, when you're hauling, you know, a trailer or a car or anything that distance, it's a lot, man. But once you get there, we love going to that area. Love the area up in the Harrisburg, Hershey area. We did the whole Hershey factory tour and everything when we were there last year. Took our daughter with us. And Jen, with Foxy Events, she does an amazing job putting on these events. She also puts on Foxtoberfest. She's involved with a lot of the other events as well. They were there and they were involved at Pitts as well. So they do a fantastic job. So not taking anything away from any of these other shows because they are all amazing shows. So I can't wait to be there at that one. So yeah, 10-hour drive for you, Sean, to go to Jackson or Hershey. Yeah, Hershey's like, I think it's about 16 hours for me. Might be a little bit more, 16 hours. Also going to Charlotte to Foxtoberfest is also, I think it's also 16 hours. So those are, you know, 2 pretty big hauls for us. And then when you think about Carlisle, I think it's only about an hour short of going to, say, like Hershey. So it's pretty much the same distance. So next year, I'll probably have to change it up a little bit if I'm going to do Carlisle. I probably won't do Chocolate Fox. Cleveland Fox, yeah, well, so an 8-hour drive to get to Hershey for you, or is that to Jackson? So 8 hours, yeah. And then talk about the other shows that we've got going on this year. 14 hours pulling a trailer to Chocolate Fox, Funky Stangs. So this year we did Pitts, which was our first time ever getting to do Pitts. We really did enjoy it. It was a great experience. We was there all week. Had mother and father-in-law there with us, and we probably could not have done everything we did without them. So they were a tremendous help for us. Of course, getting ready to head to Chocolate Fox. Can't wait to hang out with the folks up there in that area. And 2 of my good friends with Dan with Neo Mustangs, and then Andrew. I think we're all going to be set up all next to each other, which would be a big blast with us being set up in our booths all next to each other. And then we've got, so what's the next show after that? We've got Ford Takeover. So already getting ready for that show. I am anticipating that. That is, again, the show I'm not going to miss. And then a new show. Then we got a new show this year. We've got Motor City Fox Fest. So I've been working with Bill Butler. I think we're going to do some merch for the show, and we were already going regardless, but it looks like we're going to be a sponsor there and going to have our booth set up, and that's that show. It looks like it's going to be huge, and just for a one-day event at Ford headquarters. And I think I heard Bill mention that there's over 1,000 cars that's registered for that. That's pretty cool. And what they're doing on this one is doing, you know, anything Foxbody car, but that's going to be your 78 through 2004, since really your your 94 cars to 2004 are on a modified Fox chassis, and Ford does still consider those as a Fox chassis, even though most of the community thinks of Foxbody ending at 93. So I know, yeah, Sean, I know you're going there, buddy. Because how far? So how far is it for you to get to Dearborn? That's not too bad of a drive, is it? Yeah, because with the '04 cars being included, you're right, Sean. That's it's going to be big, man. We are we had a lot of requests at Pitts because we mostly do Fox Body apparel, and it was a good thing that we did a lot of other stuff that we added to the mix for Pitts with all your other generation Mustangs, because there was not a ton of Fox Bodies at Pitts. It was a sea of S550s and S197s, a lot of SN95 and New Age cars. The Fox Bodies probably had the smallest presence of all the Mustangs at Pitts this year. And that's okay, but I was just glad that, if we would have only been selling Fox Body stuff, we would have. We would have definitely lost money for how much it cost to set up there inside at the convention center at Pitts, to do that. So we had a lot of requests for. We didn't do we did New Age, but we didn't do SN95 cars, and we had so many requests for SN95. We're going to add that to the mix for coming up shows. 2.5 hours to get to Dearborn. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's the kind of drive that you like. I wasn't going to be on here long today. I got work to get out here and get done. I've also got, y'all see this car is still here. So if y'all watch the video on that car, we still had, long story, but we scheduled it, a month prior to give that car to my father-in-law, and it wasn't done. We still had stuff to do, but we didn't talk about that on the video, of course. That would have just taken away from it. So we still got to finish some stuff on it today, and so we can get it over to my father-in-law's house. Still got a couple things to wrap up on it. Danny, you still here? Just loading the car, brother. I can't wait to see you here in a couple of weeks. Be getting all your stuff taken care of for you. Actually, I think I'm starting on all your stuff today. So there's another show that was mentioned on the podcast yesterday, which was Midwest Fox Fest, and it's a show that I've been very closely tied to. It was actually the first show I'd ever sold any of my stuff at when we just kind of got started doing YouTube, and met some great people there, which Doug, if you're still in the house, say hi. Met Doug and his family there. There's a lot of folks that I've met at Midwest Fox Fest in Omaha, and I've been going there for the last 4 years that they've done it. They've done it for 5 years, and I didn't go to the first one, but I've been to the last 4. Loved that show, and then it was announced that it was canceled for this year, and I was really disappointed, just like most of the folks that are in that group were disappointed. And then I got a phone call from the original owner of that group who had taken it back over. Him and I have known each other for a while. What's up, the Fox Life? Hello from Indiana. Yes, sir. Hello from Missouri. Appreciate you stopping by. If you guys don't mind, hit that thumbs. That definitely helps YouTube out. Lets them know that you guys are interacting and having fun with the channel. So yeah, Doug's still in the house here. So that's House 5.0. Met them, some memorable folks that we would call friends. And I was really disappointed. I mean, even in a smaller show, I really enjoy going to that show, and the support that the folks who go to that show have given us is amazing as well. So I got a call. So we are getting ready to do a reboot. We should have something coming out on that next week or by the first of the month. Some pretty big news. I was on the phone yesterday for a long time working out the details with a very large company in that area that's very well known in the automotive community, nationwide. That we are looks like. I mean, I don't want to let out too much in case something falls through because there's still a second level approval with that company, but all indications is that it's a go. And we'll be putting an announcement out on Midwest Foxbody Group when that comes out. And so anyway, I'm excited. So it does look like something is going to happen. I was able to jump in there and throw some assist out, make some of my contacts, in the industry, and I think it's going to happen. So, Doug, I know you're happy. It looks like it's going to happen, and hopefully it will have something out next week. I think we'll have something out next week on the page, Doug, about it. So, so Indianapolis. So I wish we could get a Fox Body event in Indianapolis. Man, that's a good. That's a car community up there too. It just so how far is Indy from Dearborn? That wouldn't be too bad of a drive, would it? The Fox Life. So chime in. How far would it be from Indianapolis to drive to Dearborn? I'm guessing that's probably what, a 4 or 5 hour drive. So Berlin says 3 hours from Indy. Is that for you? Okay. So yeah, guys, I don't know about y'all, but I'm stoked about this year. We're doing more shows this year than we ever have done. I was disappointed that I missed Foxtoberfest last year, but for good reason. I mean, that we missed it for good reason. Our first grandchild was scheduled to be born at really close to the time for Foxtoberfest. We had to tap out on going to Foxtoberfest, but this year, yeah. So 5 hours. So the Fox Life says 5 hours to get to Dearborn. So that's probably going to be your closest show to Indianapolis. So yeah, you should go. I mean, heck, 5 hours, man. That's an easy one. Most folks would love. I mean, heck, I have no shows that are closer. Every show that I have is more than 5 hours. Ford Takeover and going to Nebraska is about the same, 5.5, 6 hours, depending on the drive. So the Fox Life, scratch that at 5 hours. It's more like 4.5. So yeah, man, 4.5. Yeah, go, man. And grab some buddies from the car community there in Indianapolis. Get registered and come to Motor City Fox Fest. Google doesn't schedule P breaks. Oh my God, my father-in-law, we gave him so much crap because we call him Peapot, and I won't let him. I was like, no, you can't buy another drink because he always likes having. He's always got a cup, and I'm like, no, we can't stop every 30 minutes and pee. So yeah. So I'm usually needing to pee, but I won't go because I'm trying to make him have to say we got to stop so I can give him crap about having to stop to go to the bathroom. So Berlin, so yeah, man, only 2.5 hours. Are you going to Motor City then? You being that close? I think it's going to be an amazing show. I think I don't think they were expecting probably that big of a interest, but I think that area has been kind of missing when you think about it. That say a 5 hour radius from Dearborn, they don't really have a lot going on in the Fox Body world. They got some big Mustang stuff going on and the cruise and everything that happens up there, but not a lot going on. So I think it only being a 1 day event, I bet next year they make it a 2 day event, because when you have that many cars there, which is kind of what you'd run into at Foxtoberfest, when you get 700 cars, there's no way that you can see all of the cars in that amount of time. Like if you literally walked around through the lot, you would have, if you figure the math on how long the show lasts, and you divide that by how many hours, the show lasts divided by how many cars, you do not have the time to see each car. So if everybody really wants to get to interact, have time, get to see all the vehicles, when you get a show that's that big, you really need 2 days. So your dad has bladder, and he won't. So you don't tell him, yeah, man. That's exactly right. Get there. I don't care if you got to pee in a bottle in the truck on your way down there, buddy. Just go. Pull off 100 times if you have to. So, Burnley, you're going to try, but still working on the Fox. Then this summer is busy, buddy. I get that, and I am, dude. Really the only thing holding me up right now, getting this 86, which is, well, I mean, look here, there's my car sitting out here. There's the 86, and then there's my other car. The only thing that is keeping me from getting to ripping on the 86 right now is getting this 57 out of the way, and it's a very good chance it's probably going to be finished today, where it's good to go, and all I need to do is take it and put it on the trailer and get it taken to the alignment shop to get that done, and then it's going home with Eddie. And then the 86, we're getting ready to pull it in here, and guys, so okay, so you guys can probably all relate with me on this when you're working on your car, and especially when you're really kind of trying to plan out a build on a car. And I get super giddy and excited about that, because I'm thinking about this every night I go to bed. I'm thinking through the 86 build in my head, and that's what I go to sleep to. And I know it's kind of crazy, but I'm a little bit obsessive about some stuff and about details, and I've got every little detail planned out right up here about what I'm going to be doing on that car, and I'm stoked. I mean, that car, I want to do something that's not like anything else, and I think it will succeed. It's going to be different. I have not seen one done like it when it comes to a paint scheme and what I'm going to be doing with wheels and some of the stuff that's going to be attached to the car. So I am that car. Guys, I got so much stuff to do this year. I was texting Caleb yesterday. We were talking about YouTube and stuff, and I was telling him that I kind of had a renewed focus on doing YouTube this year now that we're done with the 57. And this car right here, I don't know when I'm going to start on it, like start on it, but the motor is going to be coming out of this car. It's getting supercharged. I mean, got some other big plans for this car that you probably aren't expecting. That's my auto. That's the air compressor. I have it on a auto timer to bleed for my tank outside. So anyway, but yeah, I'm this, and then I've got some work. Heck, I got to get this '07 pulled in here and get it on the lift, because I'm bringing the transmission to Chocolate Fox for Andrew to rebuild the transmission, the TR 3650 out of that car. The Synchro is out in second gear, so we're going to have Hanlon Motorsports rebuild the transmission. They're going to get it rebuilt for me and then bring it back with them to Ford Takeover. So yeah, I got a lot. I need this car. I need this 57 out of here today, or just next few days, so I can get this. This car is so long, like, because I can put two Foxbodies in here. I could put the 86 and the 91 side by side right here, and then in the very front of the shop, I can have the car turned sideways, which is where my lift is, and still have 3 cars in here, still have room to work, and have a car on the lift. With this 57, that ain't happening, because this thing is a mile long, and you would not have any room up here with the 07 to get it on the lift. So anyway, so that's kind of what I got going on. So but guys, I didn't want to stay on here but probably about 30 minutes, and that looks like about the time we're gonna have. I've got to get in here and get some stuff done in the house. I'm going to get out here and get on this 57 today. Also, I've got to do y'all want to see something pretty bad? So I had an issue at Pitts with my car, and the your trim tape, your adhesive, your 3M two-sided tape, it started lifting a little bit on the ground effects on my car. So it was catching my driver's door, and I had to push it open pretty hard, which chipped all the paint right there. And then, well, let me just go get it, and I'll show you how bad it is. So if you've never painted this urethane, which is what Cervini's is making these out of, it's kind of got a substance like an oil substance, and you really got to clean the fire out of this stuff. Use adhesion promoter. And evidently this area right here, almost. So this is where it was catching right here on the door, right here, and you can see my tape started lifting. So what happened is it was pulling off right here, and then it was catching the door right here. So I was like, well, shoot, I went ahead and started pulling it off, and I was going to go ahead and get it reattached and just touch up that paint. Well, yeah, when I did that, realized I had an area that was cracked in the paint, and that was part of it. Happened when I was pulling the ground effects off. I could still chip paint off. I'm chipping paint off here right now. So there you go. So I got a little work to do. So yeah, the ground effects are off this side, off the driver's side of the car. Lovely, right? Love, always something. So, but I got some paint here, and I'm going to get that sanded down. I'm not going to sand it down. I'm trying to wait to get the 57 out of here. I get out here and get everything covered up because I don't want that car to get the dust in it. Yeah, broken tool. What's happening, brother? Yeah, man. I tell you, you can work the fire out of those and still have paint lift issues. Oh, okay. So, Funky, good question. So I think I'm trying to remember. I know you're supposed to use adhesion promoter, and it is a must when you're using the 3M two-sided tape. Matter of fact, we include in our newer our newer relocation bezels. I buy the adhesion promoter from 3M in the little packs. I buy a box of 25 of them. That stuff is super. That stuff I think I pay like $60 for a box that has 25 one-time use packets in it that I include with all of our trim bezels. So I don't think I did. Even though I knew better then, I went ahead and just cleaned it real well. You know, the whole alcohol and everything. But I don't think I used the adhesion promoter because I also have a little bit of the side molding lifting on the ends as well. So yeah, me being in a hurry and not having it handy, I went ahead and made a mistake. So now I'm paying for it. Oh, all right, guys. Well, so some stuff coming up for this car. Can't wait to see a lot of you guys at shows this year. Got big plans for the 86 this year. We've got the '07. I got some work to do. Also, I've got the 65 that we've got out here. I'm going to be getting in here and doing some stuff. Probably not going to do a lot with that car. The car, we bought it as a driver quality car anyway. I think the biggest first thing I want to do on the 65 is to put a different steering box in it because those things are very vague. It's got the factory power steering, and oh my God, it is so overboosted. It's like it's awful. So I'm probably going to put a different steering box in that. They make a kit for it that you can install. Barbecue Mike, what is happening? Is this Barbecue Mike in Springfield, or is this Barbecue Mike somewhere else? I'm gonna wait on since I. Hey, I appreciate you. Hey, Doug, I appreciate you stopping by. Oh, Barbecue Mike from Michigan. We actually have a Barbecue Mike's that I follow here in Springfield, an amazing restaurant. But guys, if you're just joining, we are just about to wrap up here. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Again, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up. You know, we love the comments, and I appreciate y'all watching. And my commitment is I'm going to be trying to get at least one video out a week this year. Sometimes I might do two. So we got I think I've got 4 videos recorded right now. I just haven't had a chance to edit. So that's going to be something I'm doing this evening. And we'll get another video out this Tuesday. And that's going to be kind of the planned day is Tuesdays. And if I do second video in a week, it'll be on a Thursday. So appreciate y'all. Y'all take care. Appreciate y'all watching. And I'll see you guys next time we do a live. I don't ever know when I'm going to do a live. I just kind of get, in the mood. It's like, hey, I want to come hang out with you guys. And, well, here we are. So appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good